vehicle. No, what is? But the same traffic officers who are arresting other people for using unlicensed vehicles, they are the same police officers. They are the same guiding that unlicensed vehicles. The same traffic officers, they are the same ones clearing the road for that unlicensed vehicle.
Do you know? I laughed here.
And the president is not above the law.
Imagine in Sierra Leone.
It's a shame.
Okay, let's come back to our base. Imagine in Sierra Leone. Imagine you, a police officer, a junior police officer, a traffic police officer, a traffic warden, and stopping His Excellency the President for driving on unlicensed vehicle in Sierra Leone. I don't say outside. What would that police officer end up to be?
I will blame the convoy coordinator.
All right.
Because the president does have a convoy coordinator, somebody who conducts his convoys. So that person should see that no, this vehicle should not be. So you cannot put it on that small traffic officer on the road, because when the convoy leaves, it will stop nowhere.
In the former governments, the former governance, we saw where a traffic warden was sent to jail. The former
immigration boss.
Yeah, you know.
So you can imagine.
So imagine the immigration boss sent him to jail. In fact, they're arresting the president for driving an
well, you see, you cannot arrest the president because the president has immunity.
All right.
But morally, even the president should not sit in an unlicensed vehicle. And so you talk about the new direction, and so far, the newness of that so-called new direction is yet to be seen. And that's what we were saying. If you are talking about new direction, then let it be really new. But so far, it's all
the tricks in the new direction.
Exactly.
All right. This is the program, The Views. We've been here since 12 midday, trying to unfold things and comments of people about the 365 days of His Excellency retired Brigadier Julius Malak. But we'll be right back after the short break. Stay tuned.
VFX footage.
For as long as we dey keep for work on we self, we go most bring out we best.
Orange, the most reliable network na salon today. Don't put plenty money per network coverage, data service, and plenty other thing there. We don't come near you now. So you and you family them go enjoy the best telecom service at the highest standard. And beside you then a salon.
Orange.
You know they? No. When you tell me I go join this Google SIM couple, for me I download this thing and I won't be able to get access to my account. And I want to money so now we can.
Okay, so now this one is really simple. You don't go to the bank?
No.
Okay. Now go to the bank, let them update your account. Make sure say your telephone number they all know, because now the telephone number will make you get access to your Google SIM couple.
Okay.
Where you they go? Make sure say you carry your bank ID card and also the mobile phone where you they use, because now there we go download the app for you. Okay, so now you will not get account with me. What you need to do for? Go on any of we branch and open account so you self go enjoy the local SIM couple.
Local Commercial Bank don't make life better for we all.
VFX footage. VFX footage. VFX footage. footage. VFX footage.
I'm a businessman. For the past 1 year now, from when we take power, the way our business was there before and now it's quite different. As a concerned citizen, from where Madam Yokana power, this is not the 1 year so today. And I like you, when I born citizen of this country, this past 1 year.
Can't get go so. Now tell what you know mommy wants made the payment help for do. Now for me the dollar can't do. But we appreciate her so much. We're glad for this 1 year. They will not say better thing will come. We believe that day. And we get that. They go all business, go like I be they go trade. That nothing rough. Nothing on the way they go on. What they feel say we trade. We feel fine. They on no nothing. Sell be we get sell. Because of the dollar. Now they buy dollar 984,000. We don't buy the dollar right now. So how would they get? So no more they go up. They go up. Even this sell they can all they sell no day. Now so like city council they all we. And then once the old pastor go pay 50,000, 70 before they left free. So right now we feel fine. Not in the way they make self food they feel good.
VFX footage. VFX footage. VFX footage.
Yes, welcome back. And of course, you heard from few people from around town saying that the bread and butter issue, is good. Yes, it's good to see the 100 days, the year, 1 year of governance of His Excellency. It's good, we have long life, we are breathing in some oxygen, but yet the bread and butter issue is still a problem to look into. It's a pivotal problem because without that common or basic sustenance, it will be difficult for people to understand the trend that the country is moving on. It's very difficult for a hungry man. You wake up in the morning, nothing to eat, or you're thinking about going somewhere, you don't even have the adequate fund to take you to where you want to go. So many problems crumble around you. You have to pay dues at the end of the month. You have to pay your consultation fees and all the rest of it. When issues like that center around you without giving you space to breathe, you find out that life becomes very, very difficult. And by now, a year ago, people were crying the same thing, and up till now, people are still crying about the bread and butter issues. Well, these are some of the disappointments of Sierra Leoneans, though there are successes, as you heard from other people. The education, there are some amount of success in there, though there is more to do than what has been done. And when we talk about indiscipline, of course, that one is going overboard. In those days, I remember too, they used to call some people 5-0, 5-star, 5 general, and reach a time when they call somebody that name is going to create a real commotion. Okay. But now all that is fade away, and you can see these boys stabbing, robbery, the violence is just increasing. Thinking that we're having a robust leader, that is someone who is ready to take action, a disciplinarian, but these are not been showing for the past year. Is it what you understand too about the atmosphere concerning indiscipline and the poverty we are talking about? Well,
you know, it's a very serious situation.
Yeah.
Because the youth who are involved in such acts are mostly unemployed and uneducated youths, and these are youths that have become mischiefs in society, and unfortunately the past government tolerated them to some extent, because imagine the former president even held a number of meetings with them, with the clique boys at State House, even took some of them to McKinney for the McKinney convention and all of that. I was of the view that when the president was making, his many statements, he made one particular one that he will lay down his life for the youth, and he even dedicated his second term in office to the youths. What's the result of that? He just managed to empower few youths by making them ministers, this and that and that, and that's it. But the majority of the youths are left on their own. Well, so now this government has inherited that burden, and so the government should take them on board, because there's no way this country will develop leaving behind the youth. And every youth is very, very important, because one way or the other they can be useful citizens.
Yeah, well, in that sense, I would like to blame our youth brothers out there, because they have the potential to do things more than what we expect from them. I was with the executive director of Legal Aid Board at one time. I was surprised to learn from her that one of these clique boys leading a clique gang was a graduate. And I know you heard about something.
Yeah,
like
I saw. Sure.
Imagine you're a graduate,
but not gainfully employed.
Yes, but not, you can be an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
Being a graduate, you are exposed to so many things that can allow you, that can give you the opportunity to live life without even being employed by government. The government doesn't employ more than 3 or 5% of the country's population. It's only the private sector. And where are the private sectors that we are having in Sierra Leone? That's why the poverty rate is increasing.
I agree with you.
For the past year, since the SLPP government came into power, the poverty rate has increased, the indiscipline rate has increased. We are only talking about education, free and quality. Education, free and quality. That's this noise we are singing. It seems as if we are going the same trend with the past government. The past government, it was infrastructure, making road. You ask Minister of Education, we are making road. You ask Minister of Health, we are making road. Now here is another carbon copy. You ask anyone, free education, quality education, don't you see it? You ask this one, it's free and quality education, don't you see it? You ask that one, free and quality education. For God's sake, for the past 1 year, are we going to eat free and quality education? For the coming years, are we only going to embark on free and quality education projects? There are other things to do. The country is going from bad to worse in terms of indiscipline. You cannot walk with your girlfriend after 8 o'clock in certain areas. Yeah. They will collect you and your girlfriend, all what you have, your phone and all your belongings, by force, whether you like it or not. They have the different classes of cutlass, machetes, and all the weapons you can take, these lethal weapons, they have it. There are some areas that you cannot cross there even after 6 or 7 o'clock in the evening. Yeah. And it's very bad for our society. Imagine people coming from different where to enjoy the culture of this country. Tourism. Yesterday, the Minister of Tourism just came from England, inviting journalists, a bunch of journalists from England to come and assess our tourism sector in order to brand Sierra Leone in the outside world, should in case they are victims of some of these discrepancies.
Exactly.
It is going to tag the country with negativity. You see, so the government has a very, very big job in front of them. For the past 1 year, as we are trying to assess the 365 days of His Excellency, he had made a little success in the free and quality education. That's why I gave -1, because WAEC is still complaining. Then the disappointments are so many. Sorry, because when we talk about the indiscipline, it starts from them up there. We are just referring to its vehicle as an unlicensed vehicle. And ministers cover their license plate at night or in the evening when they want to do their private jobs. And you can see the things are not really colorful as Sierra Leoneans were expecting from the coming of the new direction. So at the end of the day, people are saying that it is the old cabal in a new direction. Old tricks trying to come in a new direction. But for me, this 1 year of His Excellency, if we want to make a general grade sheet, I think he has scored below the threshold. I don't want to be to give numbers, but His Excellency has scored below the threshold, talking about poverty, indiscipline, even the judiciary. When you're having a case our judiciary today, you are going to spend some huge amount of money to buy your shoes, because you will work from the first of the month to the end of the month. You buy new shoes. So before going there, you first of all buy shoes. So that shoes will help you to go to the court and come back. The cases will be adjourned. I know about some cases that has lasted over there for 30 years and above, and they are still there.
Can you imagine?
Nevertheless, evidences are there and whatnot. And again, the law enforcement bodies, they are the first to compromise in discipline. We can see them, police officers and the authority responsible for security. They are the first. Okay. And they don't follow up. The public don't know how they follow up their security amendments. When you go to the police, they have their press conference every now and then, but then they tell you about the story today. The next press conference, there's no more for that, and then it's finished. They go to next. Look about the recent case at Dovecot, the Indian and the Sierra Leonean guys for alleged murder or alleged killing or whatnot, alleged wounding, and that's the end of it. We hear nothing else about it.
No,
they don't do follow-up.
They have been charged to court.
Yes, they are in court, and from that court, we are going to hear nothing anymore. You see, people don't do follow-up stories to enlighten the public, to brief the public about how we are going with security issues, with indiscipline in the country, and that is a bad one for His Excellency within this 1 year. I know you want to add something to that.
Yes, no, I see your point. I see your point. You know, we are talking about the first 1 year in office of the current president.
Yeah.
So, in my view, I am not sure we'll be able to fairly assess him now, because.
We got all the tendency in the first 100 days. We assessed. They said no, you should wait until the 1 year. The 1 year, and you think it's not enough to assess?
No, it's not enough. It's not enough. 1 year is not enough. I will say 3 years. Yeah, I will say 3 years to be able to make a fair assessment, right, of the president.
A very good way.
I will give him 3 years.
From the bachelor's.
I agree.
So
but so far, you know, I am an independent observer.
Of course.
I saw it all under the past SAP regime. I saw it under the past APC regime, and I'm seeing it. Sorry, yes, I saw it under the past APC regime, and I'm seeing it now under this current regime. And the impression this government gave us is that they inherited the worst economic situation ever in human history, right?
And what have been done within this 1 year to salvage that situation?
No, but I think they have done
that
this morning.
Battered economy.
This morning,
listening to that.
This morning, I was listening to the Minister of Information.
Yeah.
He said the economy of the country has stabilized.
Oh.
What that means?
I think the sentence has
what that means, I don't know. But he said it categorically that the economy has stabilized.
Okay.
The only thing is that it's not reflecting on the people
on the day,
because prices are still very high.
Good.
Taxes are still very high. Businesses are collapsing. We just heard from the Vox Pop.
Yeah.
I mean, the business people, they are grumbling that their sales have gone down because the purchasing power of our people has reduced. You don't have money to cater for your feeding. You want to go and buy something in the supermarket, this and that, or you go to a boutique. Most boutiques have closed down.
No. What baffled me a bit, as you said, the minister said that the economy is now in a stable condition. Yeah. It takes 1 year to the day of the 1 year, the economy becomes stable. All right. But before today, which is the 1 year, it was a battered economy.
Okay.
Is there nothing fishy in that?
Well, well, you know, it's whether we believe that assessment
or we leave it
or not, because mind you, when former President Ernest Bai Koroma came in office, he said he met nothing in the kitty, and then Manabi again as president, he said he inherited the worst economic situation. So what that means is that the country is not progressing. Because if this president comes and says he met nothing, this other one came after 10 years and said he met nothing, then we have every reason to be worried.
Who is fooling who?
No, we have every reason to be worried.
Yeah, that's what
as a people.
Who is
we have every reason to be worried and to put the authorities on guard. That look, you are not doing us any favors. It's an obligation that you have to deliver.
Yeah.
So why we are saying 3 years, by 3 years, in 3 years time, we will know exactly whether the current president or whether the current government has what it takes to turn things around positively. So far, I can say the current president has demonstrated much more seriousness in running the affairs of the state. He has demonstrated much more seriousness in the sense that he has blocked a couple of loopholes. So that free for all corruption is now a thing of the past. Whether that will continue, because you cited a good example that the president, at least he made two stops. He went to UU building and I think at one time he went to Cottage. Since that time, we've had nothing again. All we hear now is that the president has gone to Gabon. The president has gone to Tanzania. The president has gone this way.
And the first week, we knew how many people we are in the delegates of the president. 8 people on his first travel. He took 8 people alongside himself. But then after that 8, up to today, when the president is going out, we know not how many people he is going out with. Well, we don't. There is no amount of transparency within that angle.
Yeah, people are losing concern.
I want to believe that the president is creating a certain fence around him that the people, he cannot even hear from the people. Because as a leader, you must get that flexibility to meet the people, let the people able to reach you, let their messages able to reach you one way or the other, whether through social media or whether through some relations or whether through that opening. That His Excellency doesn't come out easily to speak.
Yes,
that's another area within the 1 year that I observed.
Yes,
when there are issues pertaining national development or whatnot, or there are problems in the country, the first person that will say something that things will be at ease is His Excellency the President.
Yeah, that's what happens.
But there are so many things going on. We are hearing nothing from His Excellency.
That is what happens in developed countries. By the time any major thing happens, you have to do something. You have to do something. But here the president, when elected into office, for them it's a field day. It's a field day.
And that cannot help the layman.
It's a field day.
So these are some of the areas that His Excellency is supposed to look into.
I agree.
Create an area of, what would I say, flexibility. Meet with your people. These people are the people that voted you. We are not begging him to come and rule us. Never. No, we voted you to come and rule us. We never begged His Excellency. If we are going to beg people, there are so many people we are going to beg that are even au fait with governance. But we voted you because you are trying to make a change. And 1 year has gone by, but we are seeing a little from that change that we expected.
Yeah, I agree.
The education, free and quality education, we are seeing the free, but we are not seeing the quality. Yes, the poverty, it is growing from here, from grass to grace. You see? Then the indiscipline, of course, it's worst everywhere. Students from colleges with their occult, how they call it, killing themselves. Youths stabbing one another. Marital homes, domestic crimes, sexual abuse, rape. The thing is just rampant in the country. In the past for the past year, so little have been done to salvage some of this situation. It seems as if the coming of His Excellency, the coming of the new direction, aggravated situation. Because as I told you earlier on, during the past regime, people were afraid to be called 5-0s. Yes, where were they? Some of them escaped the city. They escaped their areas of dwelling to the villages to hide their hideouts, because when you are called 5-0, then obviously you are going to visit the gallows. The gallows were there. That was just an empty threat. But at least it created an impact.
Yeah, but the killings never stopped. You see, the killings never stopped.
That's what I mean. The stabbing after football games. We saw that at Central Parade, even the National Stadium, people, youths chasing one another. It reduces during the time of the 5-0, the gallows. They show the gallows, they say if you make any mistake, you're going there, they will strangle you. At least it tends to cool the youths, the scavengers a bit. But now, it is out of control. Reality, I'm telling you, Theophilus. So my assessment for this whole year is that His Excellency have done a little in areas like education. Yes, the free and the quality education is there, but the quality has not yet given surface. Now the free, yes, is free. Certain things are free.
So how many percent will you give him?
For in general or for the education?
For general.
It's below the threshold.
Why threshold.
The threshold is below the threshold.
Well,
below 50%.
I will give him 30%.
Oh,
for this first year.
Because why I didn't want to project any number is because I was thinking about 25. I was thinking
that's still below average. That's still below average.
Okay.
But like I said, he has demonstrated much more seriousness in running the affairs of the state.
Yeah, he demonstrated the seriousness than the action.
Well, yes,
we need the action.
Okay.
Yeah, when you
the
say
seriousness goes with the action.
Thank you very much.
The seriousness goes with action.
Yes.
So if I say he has demonstrated much more seriousness, it means in policy and in action.
Okay.
Right? Because now, I know that the ministers are very much conscious that we have to be careful. The permanent secretaries are very mindful that they have to be careful. Right? Because the commission of inquiry will see how much it is revealing, and no one wants to face that huge embarrassment of you being entrusted with state funds and not be in a position to account for those monies. And
during the time His Excellency came to power, he said all meetings, all seminars, supposed to be hosted.
Yeah.
At the ministry's conference.
Exactly.
But what happened when they went to Tokyo retreats?
Yeah, they've gone to Tokyo many times. They've gone to Bitumani. They've gone to
all what we are
they've gone to these other places.
What they say in the twinkle of an eye, they divert the cause.
Yes, and now
and people are watching.
Yeah. Well, for some events. For some events, you actually have to go outside the premises of the offices.
Okay.
Because take for example, go to the conference hall at the Ministry of Information at the building. Yeah. You find out that it will not conveniently accommodate up to 200 or more than 100 people.
Okay.
It will not. So for events that's caters for more than 200 people, you really have to find bigger places. Or for events that involves bringing in people from outside, you have to go to the Bitumani Hotel. You have to go to this sort of posh hotels, Radisson Blue, and other things. You see,
right.
So, but sometimes, you can put control mechanisms in place, but just for a short time. But so far, I think in terms of revenue generation, they are doing very well. So, for example, just recently, the Anti-Corruption Commission, alongside the NRA, they went to Deep Water Key, tried to close the gaps, and what happened? Within 5 days, they raised 185 billion euros. 185 billion euros. So, which means the guys there billion. 185 billion.
From where?
That's what from Deep Water Key.
I like that.
That's what they raised.
Deep Water Key. It's very
deep. It's very deep.
Yes,
that's what the government raised in 5 days. 185 billion leons. So you can imagine that the guys who are working there, they have been under-reporting. They raise 100 billion, for instance. They only turn over maybe 10 or 15 billion. The rest goes into private pockets.
Now, to me, it seems as if the Anti-Corruption Commission is working harder even than some other disciplinary.
Oh yes, of course. I told you that the SEC has been given a new impetus. Now they are able to do their work without fear of favor. Right? Previously, the SEC commissioner will be in a very difficult position to take certain proactive decisions, because either a government official is involved or the president makes a call and say, I'm interested in that matter, and that's the end of it.
That's fine. Now, what will be my advice is that the same way the government is helping, the president is helping, guiding the Anti-Corruption Commission to withhold some of our money, to bring them back. I think they should give that independent freehold to authorities like the police and other bodies.
I agree with you.
You can see that the police, in most cases, they are not independent.
Well, yes, the police,
they take orders from above.
Being a police,
talking about discipline,
being a police officer in Africa generally is nothing funny. It's nothing funny, it's nothing funny. Especially given that the Inspector General of Police is appointed by the president.
Yeah.
Right? And these guys, they are always afraid of their job security. right?
Yeah.
Most police officers messed up.
But for something to happen, it's supposed to start somewhere.
Yes, I agree.
So
I agree.
Let them
so
start
we really need to see our police officers being able to perform their functions without fear of favor and independently.
Right.
But let me just say that I remember you will disagree, but then the current head of the police has lost what it takes to continue to serve, to head that institution.
Why do you say so?
Well, I've said so because he has lost the moral standing.
Oh la la la.
Yeah, he has lost the moral standing.
Yeah. Okay. But then that is all inside the 1 year of governance of His Excellency the President, retired Brigadier Julius Marabio. Well. I think we are coming to the edge of this particular edition, and I want you to continue staying with Freetown Television Network on channel 35 and on Freetown Radio live on 90.4 FM. I'm your host, Claudia Robert, and I was in the studio with my dear brother and colleague, Theophilus Benda. He is a robust voice when talking about media advocacy. Yes, thank you very much, Theophilus, for joining the crew. Let us see how we can, we can lament on some of the issues of His Excellency during the 365 days in power. Well, I want to say thanks and praise to you, my producer, that's you, Maury Kuruma, not forgetting my control room technician, Ebenezer. Yes, you all have come together, whether you, the general manager, that's you, Usman Toure, and Mr. William Babatunde Fury, the CEO of Fury Media Enterprise. Well, I want to say thanks and praise to you all out there, especially those who have come together to give us the analysis of today's historic day, the 1 year, 365 days of His Excellency the President, retired Brigadier Julius Marabio. Well, still continue to stay with us. There are more interesting programs on the pipeline coming your way from Freetown Television Network and Freetown Radio. And I promise to be with you at all time to give you the best out of the rest. I've been a host, Claudia Robert, wishing you a pleasant day, a happy day, and let's continue and see what we can do for Mama Salud. Goodbye for now.